Hey friends! Should Sam Levinson's Euphoria be renewed for a third season? Really? Should it? I'm gonna give you the most reasonable answer. And that is no. Euphoria in all its glory has become a staple binge watch for many, but mostly Gen Z. The show revolves around, well, it's supposed to revolve around a drug-addicted teen who also struggles with bipolar disorder. First airing in 2019, it only culminated 2 seasons. Yeah, I'm just as shocked as you. I thought it had been going on for like 4 seasons now. But I know that in 2020, the world shut down and we had a pandemic, so I'm sure that played a role in why the season numbers don't seem to match up with the duration the show has been on. And just like Stranger Things, it launched the career of many of the new up-and-coming actors of the show. The up-leveling of Euphoria, providing them with new job opportunities that might conflict with Euphoria's filming schedule. Regardless how you feel about it, Euphoria is a groundbreaking show. Unlike any other teen show that's ever been on before. I would have said TV, but I don't know if watching things on streaming these days is considered watching TV. I've asked this question before in a video that I made about Emily in Paris that you need to add to your watch list after this. As far as Euphoria, it's a very raw and unfiltered look at teens struggling with mental health, social identity, and peer pressure. It really pushes the boundaries of other teen dramas that have been on in the past, especially with its inclusion of full frontal bare-bodiedness. I don't know if I can say the actual word on YouTube. I don't have a problem saying the word, I just don't want to get in trouble with YouTube. Don't mistake me for a prude. I'm as freaky as they come, honey. That was not some sort of invitation. Yes, I'm drinking coffee. For the returning viewers out there, you know that I usually drink kombucha while I film my videos, but I've been trying to film during the daytime because I have a procrastination problem and I'm trying to work on getting things done ahead of time. Anyway, back to the topic of Euphoria. Now, personally, I've been contemplating watching this show for years, ever since it first came on in 2019. Because on the surface, it sounds like a show that people just can't get enough of. But I went against my better judgment and I followed the crowd and decided to give this show a chance. And you know what happened 15 minutes into the very first episode? Yeah, I tuned the fuck out. Peace out. Now, I don't want to be someone who judges a book by its cover, but I could already tell from the minuscule amount of Euphoria that I watched that this isn't a show that is well received and praised for its fantastic storylines and compelling characters. The show is merely a fashion aesthetic that brings a halo effect to the gorgeous actors featured on the show. Now, when I say actors, I mean people of all genders. Now, is there anything wrong with Euphoria's cast looking drop-dead stunning, gorgeous? No, but there is something to be said for when the attractiveness of a show's or movie's cast is the predominant life force of its positive reception. Now, this ain't specific to Euphoria now. This has been a main contributing factor for many shows in the past, particularly teen dramas. Riverdale, The OC, The Vampire Diaries. In these shows, the main cast members are so beautiful. As far as these shows' substance of storytelling and plot lines, they just fall completely short. And most of the time, not all the time now, many of the times these actors are very lacking in emotional range and just acting talent in general. But what keeps these shows running so long are the eye candy performers. Now, this isn't inherently bad in and of itself. It's natural for humans to want to look at attractive people. I'm just pointing out, that's what gets people confuzzled. When they see a show that is just so bad and it just keeps going on and on and on and nobody knows why. We're looking at you, Riverdale. From my memory, people were just petitioning on social media for that show to end because it was just so bad. Well, look at the show continuers. They're not show stoppers in this case, they're show continuers. These gorgeous creatures serve to stimulate your viewing pleasure. That's the game of show business. It may not be fair, but that's always been the way the industry works. The entertainment industry, at least. Because when people like what they see, they keep their gaze locked, even if they aren't interested in what's being said or done. Now, as far as Euphoria, when people see these cast members, especially Sydney Sweeney and Jacob Elordi, doing sexy things and making out with people and doing the deed, again, I don't have a problem saying it. I think that YouTube might. I just don't want to get trouble here. Not only do they like what they see, but it also fulfills a fantasy. When we watch any dirty scenes in movies or TV shows, it arouses downstairs desires in its viewers. Those desires are amplified when they see two hot people doing these things, even if they're not crushing on the character or the actor. I mean, none of this is to hate on pretty people or be accusatory if you like Euphoria and teen dramas, because this kind of behavior is human nature, and we're humans, so we can only be human. But all in all, this show is geared toward teens, and in general, a lot of teens don't really care about plot line or character consistency. I'm sure there are many teens that do. Maybe it's more the type of teens that teen dramas draw in. Maybe that's what I'm trying to say. Guys, I was born during a Mercury in retrograde, so give me a break. If you don't know what I'm talking about, visit my official site. I'm an astrologer. In addition to doing YouTube, I also have an astrology business, which means if you're an astrology enthusiast, I can read your birth chart for you. Anyway, sorry to get off track again. I'm back on the topic of Euphoria now, I promise. That's a half promise. I can't fully promise that I won't go off track again, but I'm gonna try. Another thing that really bugs me about Euphoria is the switching of POVs from Rue to her peers. I thought the show centered around Rue's unwillingness to get clean, not the teens of the entire town that she lives in and what they're going through individually. Like, how do all of these teens and their situations go back to Rue? How do they connect to Rue? I mean, I'm sure later in the season that they do connect to Rue. I'm talking about the first 15 minutes of the series, the duration of time that I spent watching Euphoria before I decided it wasn't for me. Like, you gotta let me know how these people interweave themselves into Rue's life in some way. Because I'm not interested in their stories, I'm interested in Rue's story. I don't know why I'm using my hand as an example of Rue. Rue is the heart and soul of this show, is she not? They just put way too much emphasis on the other characters when the storyline is supposed to be centered on Rue. The switching back and forth between Rue and Jewel and Sydney Sweeney's character, I don't remember her name. It's very confusing to new viewers like me to just be switching up between characters when you don't even know how they personally connect to Rue's life, or at least give hints on how they're going to play a role in Rue's life. If you want equal emphasis on all the characters, then you gotta make it an ensemble cast, as opposed to just picking one character to spotlight on, only to not make her story the central one. It is of my highest belief that Euphoria is nothing of substance and is overhyped, and has gone on for as long as it has thanks to its stunning storytelling creatures. So if you haven't watched Euphoria and you're curious about it, don't even waste your time trying to find any redeeming qualities or consistency. It's just a bunch of angsty teenagers having intercourse, trying to figure out who they are and how to not hate their lives so much, which is how most TV dramas go, not just teen dramas. But unlike other teen shows, Euphoria is just all in your face about it. The only teen drama that's rated TVMA that I've seen so far. And of course, no hate to you if you like Euphoria, I just don't understand the hype around it and why people are so obsessed with it. But if there is a specific episode that you think could change my mind about Euphoria in its entirety, then I dare you to dare me to watch it by letting me know what exactly that episode is in the comments section. Thank you for watching. Make sure you smash that like button if you enjoyed this video. Comment using your very, very polite manners. And most of all,
subscribe!
Because when this channel reaches a couple of milestones, I'm going to use it as an opportunity to give back to my local community and share a dirty, 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 dirty secret with you. It's not dirty in the sense that you're probably thinking. There's nothing inappropriate about it. It's just a secret channel that I have. I go more into detail in the description box. So if you want that to happen faster, you gotta find wherever it says subscribe on your screen and take your finger, or if you're at a desktop, take your mouse and then just go bing or bing, and you'll get a notification when I upload. Ain't that some cool shit? Bye.